I think that's all that we need. The announcement will be made, and the history will be made. What's happening? Are you communicating? Oh, okay. All right. Please, let's sit down. Join the audience, please. No hovering around. Okay, the Ken Saro-Wiwa Prize for Literature Review started many years ago, right? And please, one house. I don't want any murmuring. Just let's listen to what we are doing. The Ken Saro-Wiwa Prize for Literature Review is an award that Cora has deemed fit to endow, in appreciation of creative talent in Nigeria in terms of book review. The idea, the concept was to, give a fresh voice to young talents, young Nigerians who are trying to hone their craft in that area of creative, critical review of literary text. And over the years, we've had fantastic writers who were judged to be winners. And surprisingly, most of the winners have all jackpot. For the benefit of people like Carl, jackpot is a Nigerian street lingo, which means to travel out, to go to the UK or go to the US, for greener pastures. So a lot of Nigerians have actually left the shores of this country in search of that elusive greener pasture. I don't know if they ever get it. But what has remained, factual, is that a lot of Nigerian youth, specifically speaking, that within that demography, right, they keep leaving the shores of this country, going to the US, going to the UK, and there's the resultant brain drain that we have. So basically boils down to losing the best of our society to, the Western world, the global north. Today, this prize is going to be awarded to another literary young star who is trying to carve a niche for himself or for herself in creative writing. That is why we are here converged, ladies and gentlemen. And this prize is in honor of a foremost Nigerian environmentalist, Ken Saro-Wiwa, of blessed memory. Of course, we know that. Yes, you are free to clap. Ken Saro-Wiwa was hanged in 1995 by the military junta of, what's his name again? The military dictator of General Sani Abacha, who was so brutal. That was about this time. That was September 15th, I can't remember precisely, 1995, when that dastardly act took place. But today, we remember him. We remember Ken Saro-Wiwa. We remember him for his advocacies, being the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the Ogoni people, the voice of the Niger Delta, the voice of the oppressed and the exploited. Because, the Niger Delta region today still remains, under the siege of multinational oil companies who are bent on ransacking everywhere, in search of the black gold. Without wasting much of your time, I'd like to call on a member of the panel of judges who is ably seated down here to take us down memory lane on how they were able to get a winner. Do we actually have a winner? If yes, who has won this covetous prize? Yeah, please let's welcome Mr. Anote Ajeloro.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel Osazi. Good evening, everyone. It's my honor to be here, standing before you, to talk a little bit about this prize and why it is important, and then announce the winner. Of course, most of us here, well, some of us know or knew Ken Saro-Wiwa when he was alive, and then of his tragic death or murder, judicial murder. Not a satire, as I has said, but October 10th. Sorry, November 10th. So just a few days ago. This is 14th, right? Yes. So, yes. November 10th was when he was, killed for his environmental rights crusading against the multinational companies. So Cora instituted this prize to honor his memory, because he was a writer, a television producer, a dramatist, and of course, his work in environmental justice. So, I've been a judge of this prize for, I think this is my third time running. And this year, Cora management extended the scope of the jury to include international judges. So we have from Kenya, Mr. James Murray, who is a publisher of Right Africa. Yes, a very popular blog on African literature. Right Africa. Was it Right in Africa? Right in Africa, yes. So if you want to know about, Africa's literature from a global perspective, that is a blog you should befriend. There are a lot of exciting opportunities there. Prizes, residencies, and a whole lot. Sorry, this is trying to boot. Oh, gosh. So the challenge that some of us who have been in the business of reviewing, doing cultural reviews, not just books now, but films, theater, culture productions generally, and festivals like this, is the succession plan. So what is it? What is it? Some of us are aging, as you can see. Old man, here talking to you. So in probably 5-10 years from now, I probably may not be doing it. So who will do it? That is the primary motive for instituting this prize, so that young critics can take interest in literary criticism, in cultural criticism. That way, we have new generation of reviewers, critics. There is the organizer of Arcade Festival, a few days ago, was lamenting the absence of young people coming into the system. So whether it's particularly the newspapers, there are those who may be doing blogs, but blogging for most of the time is just popcorn reviews is what they do there. Not intense enough, not deep. So who steps into the shoes that some of us are vacating? I mean, the program chair of this festival, Mr. Jaman Ndekulapo, was one of those who made a huge impact in cultural review in this country many years ago, from the late 1980s to the 90s and early 2000, before he became an editor and stepped up. So who is next? Okay. So we have Dr. Mulika Lawal, one of the judges of this prize. Mr. Dejitoye. Dejitoye is a lawyer, he's a poet, he's a reviewer. And James Murray, and then myself. And after about 2 weeks of rigorous work, we came to a verdict. And indeed, we have made a short list of 5, out of which a winner emerged. So I will call them in no particular order. And indeed, the format was the names of the writers were removed. They were just numbered. So we didn't know who was who, whether it was a male or a female who wrote the reviews, because we wanted to ensure, Cora wanted to ensure fairness and excellence. So one of them is titled, "Every Age of Oppression Breeds Its Own Music of Resistance," and written by Ogba Favor Precious. Another one is titled, "Context, the Adversary's Weapon, and Ngugi's Whip Not Child." Ekikereo Bong Usoro, that's the writer. Then, I think two here didn't quite know how to title their reviews. They just said, a book review of "I Will Marry When I Want" by Ngugi wa Thiong'o and Ngugi wa Mini. The person, Martins Latifa. I suppose that's a woman. Another one again, book review, "Petals of Blood" by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. That is Matilda Fury. And then the winner of the prize wrote, "Post-Independence Dilemma in Ngugi wa Thiong'o's Devil on the Cross." That's by Kehinde Folorunsho. Do we have her here? Yeah. Yes, you've won the prize. You're the.
Congratulations. No excitement. That's massive. That's massive. Congratulations.
Yes. You know, they were in total 18. No, don't go too far. Sit down somewhere here. Yes. 18 reviews that were submitted, for adjudication. And when I read his and perhaps the second one, I called the coordinator of the prize, the project, to say, I thought it was for graduates, young graduates, probably undergraduates. Are you not sure this is not a lecturer who wrote this? He said, no. That he is. Are you sure? He said, no, he vetted all the writers, and he was confident that they are recently graduated students. Indeed, his was really, really outstanding. Already a lot of the Lagos Review has signified interest to publish your work. The Art Hub, which I run, we also publish it, and I encourage you to keep writing. There are platforms that you can publish your work in. I'll be glad to publish anything what you write. If you write it this way. And then for other young persons too, explore these opportunities to publish your work, because if you don't put your works out there, nobody will know you. You know what you do. And you don't know when opportunities will come for you to, take you higher. Yes, so congratulations once more, and keep on doing a good job. Yes.
Thank you very much. Please, let's appreciate him one more time. The cash prize. What's the prize? Are you asking on his behalf or on
Oga Coordinator. You are not lifting your head?
Come now. Okay. You see, in Cora, we do everything possible to de-emphasize cash, monetary rewards in terms of talent hunt, right? Because we know that money is absolutely nothing. The most important thing is that you've got the talent, right? And it is incumbent on us to help to spread your name out there. That is very, very important. You need that name. People need to hear of your name. People need to pronounce your name. Like that Senghor's poem, I will pronounce your name. Cora is going to help to pronounce your name and proclaim your name to the entirety of the whole world. They've got to hear about this young man here. Please, let's welcome him to the stage. Come. Our judge, sir, I think we need to take a picture with him. And then I think he might just have one or two things to say. Let him express his excitement. How excited are you about this prize? Did you ever anticipate this? Did you ever think of? Yeah, I mean, you can see that obviously this is another Professor Olusoyinka in the making.
It looks bohemian.
Yeah, please, let's have a group photo with this young man, the winner of the Ken Saro-Wiwa Prize for Literature Review 2025. So I'll now hand over the mic to our reigning heavyweight champion.
Oh, yeah.
So that, okay, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, the organizers. You expressed my profound gratitude. To answer your question of whether I anticipated it, honestly, I didn't, because the prize was to close on, I think, on the 12th or thereabouts. So, few minutes to 12 o'clock to take it to the next day was when I submitted. Because, yeah, a month, I saw it like a month. So, a stretch, because I was so busy. Then that Saturday, because the thing was to close on Saturday, so 12 o'clock, we take it to Sunday. That's the deadline, the day. So that particular day, I went for my music session everywhere, my tutorial and everything. So when I came back that evening, I started writing it around 9 o'clock. So I wrote it in minutes. So I started around 9 o'clock. Then when I submitted around, I had to wait to edit my work, everything. By the time I submitted, as I was going to submit, I knew I hadn't really finished, but I knew I had written something substantial in terms of word count, right? So when I submitted, I checked the thing again. I said, let me just do it. Since I write reviews, it's what I can do. Let me just submit. But by the time I finished, I was like, I hope this thing is not too much, the grammar and everything, because I think that is one of the, but I'm grateful anyway. I didn't anticipate it, and I just did it to wet the ground, that kind of thing. Thank you very much.
Okay, does anybody have a question for him apart from my own question? Do you want to know his secret? Actually, what's your secret? What are you a student right now? Are you, like he said you are a lecturer. Is that true?
A recent graduate. I just finished.
From
University of Lagos.
University of Lagos. What department?
English. Department of English.
Oh, okay. So let's appreciate him one more time. This is the first time I'm coming across an English graduate having an edge in, well, I don't know, I might just be wrong. But oftentimes we have people from other backgrounds winning prizes like this, but it, attests to the fact that truly some students in that department could really, you say what? I beg your pardon. I'm not saying what I don't know, but actually I'm proud of you. What's your name again? Kendi for long show. Yeah, you've done marvelously well. Let's appreciate him while he goes to take his seat. I think, yes, the DJ should give us some music. DJ there? DJ has traveled. The DJ is meant to be there perpetually. You can now complete
your British
NPL-NLNG in the person of Anne-Marie Pamakuku. I don't know if I got the name right. She is the manager, corporate communications and public affairs. Yes. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, man. Please join us here. Equally important, of course, I know everybody here is important. I'll be calling on a member of the Cora board who has been with us from time immemorial, the indefatigable Ben Tomolojo. Please join us, sir. Join us on the stage. You're welcome, sir. I also think it's equally important to conscript my able Secretary General, the brain behind CORA. CORA stands for Committee for Relevant Acts. And of course, you know that CORA is the brain behind LABAF. LABAF is the Lagos Book and Art Festival that has been on forever and ever. Mr. Toyin Akiosho, please. Okay. I mean, so we'll have a prize for them, right? We have a prize for them. I don't know if I should announce the prizes. Okay. We already know our winners, right? We already know our winners. We have 3 winners. One of them is online, all the way from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. The first prize, the first winner here, Kende, goes home with the whopping sum of 250,000 naira. Sakpa, don't hear him. Okay. The first runner-up, Matilda Fury, is entitled to the sum of $100. $100. And the second runner-up, who is here with us, Martins Latifat, goes home with 100,000 naira. I'm going to hand over the phone now to Madam. So let's hear from our partner. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. I would just like to say we're happy to partner with Cora always, and then to partner with this prize, the review of works. We always say that reviewers are the unseen architects of excellence, and they've done so much work. So congratulations. It even shows from the way he had, told us about his experience, how he planned for it, and how he did so much work. After he had day at work, he was still able to put in his price. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Concise and straightforward. Powerful. Very, very powerful. I think I will now hand over the mic to my guy at the top. I know definitely he has something to say.
Of course, I always have something to say. No, I'm not. We acknowledge the winners. We're going to hand this to them as a symbol, as a symbolic gesture. The transfers will be made to your accounts, but you've got to take something home physically to someone to see. So these are the books. Now, German, I'm going to call on Mr. Ben Tomoloju to give the winner, the runner-up, and then our sponsor to give the winner. Money talks here. So, Kenya, you, and no. He thought there were 3 of them. That's why he brought a German thing.
Straight away.
Yeah, so. All right.
Congratulations. You are among the greats because it's not easy. God bless you.
Let me just give you context to why we're giving this book. This book is written by Benson Idonije. It was published by First Stack Books, which is partly owned by Cora, when he was 10 years ago. Next year, June, you'll be 90. And one of the books we're going to review, in case you want to win the prize again, is this book. So we just reissued it. It just came fresh from the press. It has not been, we just displayed it over there. So you can write your review in advance, actually. So you are privileged to have it in advance. Others are going to buy it at 20K. So that's why we're giving you the book now as part of your, we send this to Kenya to the first runner. First runner, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The winner, Kende, should please remain on the stage. Kende. Yes, I want him. He already did or delivered his acceptance speech, but I want to be quite empirical with him. And, you have your review right here. Yeah, I want you to read from your review so that we can bear witnesses to how creative you are. So, let's enjoy his reading.
Post-independence dilemma in Ngugi wa Thiong'o's Devil on the Cross. When changes happen in society, the question comes to mind whether they are integral to progress. In the process of making them, there are several social institutions at stake. They are the recipients of its immediate downturn and the invisible manifestations and the visible manifestations of its fruition. When revolution therefore broke out in African countries to install an indigenous system of governance, the backlash took a toll that rippled across generations. This backdrop is the microcosm depicted in Ngugi wa Thiong'o's Devil on the Cross. Devil on the Cross is a seminal novel about the haze of independence in Kenya. It follows the agonizing experience of Waringa, the protagonist, who faces a debilitating challenge of job hunting in Nairobi. As of this time, the country has just begun its train under the indigenous administration of Kenyans themselves. In the wave of ineptitude commingled with sexual politics, the careerist politicians make the new Kenya unlivable for Waringa. Economic hardship is another bane. Love is an affliction too. Altogether, the Waringas of New Kenya are trapped in these three human struggles. She resolves to return to Ilmorog, a hinterland. En route, she is invited to a feast with the devil. The journey on the bus is so instrumental in revealing the mind of the characters who share their plight with one another. In the end, Waringa attends the party. She finds love too, but upon discovering that her father-in-law is the savage rich man who got her once pregnant and left her to suffer obnoxiously, she shoots him dead. The novel at this point leads to the end. Ngugi's narrative landscape in this indigenous novel lays bare the layers of suffering of the masses in the event of Kenya's self-governance. Waringa is a compelling character whose image manifests a gamut of agony in a failed system. One could infer that this sedulous work is a prognosis of the consequence of obsession with power as a human deficiency and not a racial shortcoming. We cannot dispute the destructiveness of power with underdevelopment. In the case of Kenya's Nairobi, it is human and capital underdevelopment. The squandermania of resources. All these point to the lack of vision in political careerism. As a result, the transition from colonial rule to independence creates for the people an unspeakable tribulation, boasting its scourge with the institution of elitist economy. Perhaps the most enchanting signification in Devil on the Cross is the imagery of the title itself. Past the metaphor of the installation of brutality, It is a modern criticism of the ideologies of secession. While the words devil and cross allude directly to Christianity, they are independently expressive of the nature of Kenya's and Africa at large political establishment. It depicts the fatal error that will infinitely affect the destiny of every creature and their future, no matter the structural adjustment of another revolution. And more concerning is the relevance of this 60s novel to the continuing issues of political disenchantment still being experienced in every corridor of Africa's rulership. Brilliant enough is the gender play at issue in the text. For one, he uses Waringa's vulnerability to depict the comprehensive predicaments of the masses, and this appeals to the reader's imagination in several modules of deduction. The reader is compelled to associate our experience with the depth of existential failure. For Waringa, Nairobi is a portrait of predators. The rich use their influence and affluence to sabotage the opportunities of equality for the woman. But in a broader scope, this highlight is the easily unnoticeable predicament with gender struggles. That is, while it is believed that Nairobi does not offer economic security, it is more precarious for the woman. Pointedly, Devil on the Cross examines the changed narrative of women's importance in a sustainable economy in Africa. The reading of this significant work brings history back to the reader's consciousness, and that offers the evaluation that in every part of Africa, women had always held an indisputably important position in the transformative engagements of commerce. Kenya's Nairobi was no exception. It was impossible to sideline the roles women played in the propagation of the trading spirit, a larger implication of which is the economic coloration of the continent. It is therefore a deployment of irony, a compelling device for that matter, that the woman is subjected to the caprice of masculinist superiority. This is a powerful historicist's highlight that underlies Ngugi's narrative. It is therefore not a scenario of vying for women's empowerment, but an experiential trajectory of how Kenya's economic buoyancy could be said to have once flourished on the woman's immense contribution. Does this then posit that political prosperity in modern society is a hack on the economic ebullience of agrarian Africa? Should we conclude that it takes a proportionate destruction of that integrity of traditional society to build for the profiteers a thriving club of elitism? No doubt, the novel raises several questions to be discovered, or several thoughts to ponder about the indigenous ineptitude that succeeded colonial exploitation. All this is projected through the lens of an unforgettable character. Ngugi also uses this novel to portray the naturalist ideology that an organism is affected by hereditary and environment. The latter is more obvious in Devil on the Cross. The reign of thieves and robbers in the emerging Nairobi renders society precarious. It poses an overreaching difficulty in adapting and ultimately surviving. The recent changes that have now toppled the years ripples for the futility of having ambitions at all. But to be more specific, this transition comes with an elusive dream. It is very much impossible to aim for the privileges of white-collar jobs, as it is precarious to operate commercial activities of artisanship. There probably would not be a more fascinating prospect of a delectable reading exercise of Devil on the Cross, besides the unique deployment of language. The metaphors lead on to dimensions of interpretations. This altogether makes the novel a vivid and fresh imagination of the defunct Nairobi, Kenya, and Africa as a whole. The techniques to be discovered in the evaluation process are also carefully employed to give an unforgettable experience of literature. The use of dreams, flashbacks, etc., becomes a selling point of infinite relevance. And as Maya Angelou rightly posits, no reader will forget how Ngugi makes them feel about Africa upon reading Devil on the Cross. Indeed, they cite the cross and ponder the fate of the great but indescribably affected continent.
Yes. You deserve all the accolades. Kehinde Folorunsho recently graduated from University of Lagos, the Department of English Language and Literature. And I think that he exemplifies the saying that, the saying amongst the old people like us, we say that school not be scam. You can see that quite evidently. Please, let's appreciate it one more time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. To draw the curtain, I think I need the Cora Secretary General to give us a closing remark, right? You've got to say something, sir. Please, let's welcome him, please. Yes, sir. This is conscription.
No. We're going back to the stampede. When we founded Cora in '91, it was a stampede idea. The idea was that, okay, you know, the early 1990s were a period of some kind of a vacuum in so many things. Nollywood hadn't happened, you know, and the novel had grown out of fashion at that point in time. Everybody was writing poetry. So you had this gathering of artists and every quarter who basically came and stampeded themselves, you know, too. So that's what the gentleman just did. You could just call anyone in the audience to say, oh, I'm sure you're the one who can discuss why there's no vibrant film industry in Nigeria. He hadn't planned for it, you know. Okay, so thank you so much. The reason why we started the Ken Saro-Wiwa Prize initially was for, you know, remembering Uncle Ken I think it was on the 28th anniversary, November 2015, which was 20th anniversary of Uncle Ken's death or murder by the state. And so we thought that, you know, that could be a platform for growing a new generation of reviewers. Because really, one thing that is critically lacking in the space, I mean, in the entire book trade, and in the entire, I mean, which Uncle Ben knows more than anybody else, is that mediation between the production of the work and the audience. You know, there's nobody who is explaining that in a very rigorous sense, you know. So we're happy that we're being, you know, supported by NLNG now, but it was something that Cora was willing to do on its own for a long time. And we even used it to, you know, recruit panelists for conversation. So we will have this particular book that we know has to be discussed. We don't know how to get that book, but once we tell everybody, okay, if you read this book, you'll be a panelist, you know, people will jump and, you know. But we've now moved away from Wayo now to formalizing it. And we begin from what you heard from the young man, you can see that we've actually arrived at a point. We can claim that we are growing a succession of reviewers. What we want is that we don't just have that happen in one night. We want to see it in the vibrancy of reviews in Nigerian newspapers, Nigerian online media. I mean, when you don't see someone saying that this work is great, that is fascinating. You don't know. It's that you engage properly and you speak to the story. We had 2 reviews tonight. The one that Aisha, you know, gave of Sonia at the J.K. Randall, and the one that Kehinde, you know, I've been following Kehinde for a while, and I know that he's a solid man. He's going to be moderating the session tomorrow, and he's also going to be part of another panel. So, but as I say, it shouldn't be a one-day event. It should be something that it will be obvious to you that, oh, when you see an exhibition, you know, somewhere at X or Lagos International Theatre Fest, you can be sure that if somebody reviews it, that someone will give you a sense of how it went, you know. And so that's what we're here for. Thank you so much. I need to I need to thank again and again and again you can't thank NLNG, no, because they really don't have to do this. I used to work for an oil company. Nobody, their public affairs don't talk to artists. I used to actually work with, I mean, I was on the science part. I was in exploration. That's what I did. But, you know, the gentleman who was general manager, we were always fighting. General manager public affairs, because once one theater artist came to Chevron and wanted sponsorship, he wants to tell him that, look, I haven't solved the problem of Ugborodo community in Niger Delta. But you know, NLNG is solving their problems in Bonny, is building Bodo, I mean, one very lengthy infrastructure highway that's going to come, you know, I mean, you know, that's going to connect the swamps of Bonny to, you know, central, whatever, Port Harcourt, you know, and they don't still sweat. They still will pay $100,000 and still manage to sponsor. So, I mean, this is, you should clap for them, you know. They figured it out, you know, and that's what the other companies should do. If you really want talent to flourish, you have to pay for it. Thank you very much, NLNG.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, NLNG, for your commitment and belief in the creative industry. We are in your debt. Okay, I think right about now, that's what we've got. But do not forget that the Lagos Book and Art Festival, LABAF, continues tomorrow, Saturday. Actually, tomorrow is like, it reaches a crescendo, you know. We've been having a build-up. Then tomorrow, there is, you know, intensity of activities here from morning till night. Don't forget that it's a whole family package, all in one, to entertain you. That is why we are dubbed the biggest cultural picnic on the continent of Africa. Yes. On Sunday, we have the grand finale right here at this iconic venue, the Freedom Park. Come with your family members, with your children. You're going to have a memorable outing. I'll show you of that. But right about now, let's kindly proceed to the food court, where we are going to serenade you with beautiful music and other forms of entertainment. Don't forget to enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.